Good morning, good morning, good morning. Views and dues, Mo Schefter, Fig Jr., True Man False World reporting
Mhm.
live from the scene. MJ will be with us shortly. Y'all know what this is, man. This is the best damn show in the morning for Sundays. For those that say Sunday that way, Sunday. For the people who speak regular, Sunday. Fellas, how we doing, man? It's been a long week, man. How's it going, man? Vic, what's going
Most
on?
with it, I guess I'll start. Nah, man, everything's good. Football has been great. MLB playoffs, despite the Yankees not being available for the viewers all over the world to see. Baseball has been great. The views have been going up little by little. So hopefully, it's not going to catch up to football, but they'll get there. But other than that, man, football's been great. It's been fun to watch. Looking forward to another slate this week. That should be very, very entertaining, including that 4 o'clock game, Cowboys Giants. I don't know what else are you guys looking forward to.
Well, this is a week that's going to be pretty interesting, I think, for us all because it's a lot of interesting games this week that we're going to probably be looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, looking at the slate of games, I'm very, very interested to see what's going on. Very, very interested to see what's going to
Hey,
be happening.
MJ, fadeaway perfect, Germ, assist timing, always perfect. Appreciate you, brother. That was MJ saying, hey, I'm trying to get in the door, but I ain't got the key nowhere. So Germ hooked it up with his super telekinetic powers. Let me jump on, man. What's going on, beautiful people? We here. It's going to be a great week 5. Good energy today. A lot of good games on the schedule. A lot of interesting nuggets. Like some games on you might but then you like, oh. So
Yeah,
let's get
yeah.
into it.
Absolutely. Yeah, real quick, man. Some real quick football banter, real quick. Um, of course, the news, the shot heard around the world was Mr. Russell Wilson. My name's first name Russell, last name Wilson. He actually hurt himself. Messed up his finger and everything like that. He'll be out pretty much for a good portion of the year. This is the chance right here that we're gonna see. This may be the first time we see this happen at the same time. We may see Pete Carroll and Mike Tomlin both simultaneously have 500 or below seasons this
Man,
year at the same time. And
man.
that'll be something that'll be ironic. So, fellas,
Ironic.
how do y'all feel about that? Mo, I'm gonna start with you.
Let me tell you, man, I was thinking about this the other day. I didn't really factor in the Pete Carroll part. But then you saw not the Geno Smith, the Russell Wilson news. And although Geno played well, it's different when you're that guy that teams got to prepare for. You know what I mean? It just becomes a whole different ball game. And I think, look, these are two phenomenal coaches. But I think over the years, and I don't think any coach has been is innocent of this, except for maybe Andy Reid, to be honest with you. But I think over the years, you see that their arrogance and then their pride in their system has gotten the best of them, where they took a long time to evolve. Pittsburgh is still stuck in that, the longer people are there, the better.
Mm.
And then Pete was just kept trying to rebuild that 2013 defense that was so simple. But the reason it was simple was because of the players, not because of the scheme. And I think that's where Pete kind of lost sight of that. And took a while for them to evolve. And I think over the last couple of years, you've seen them evolve. But unfortunately, in the NFL, you got to be ahead of the ball, not behind it. And so if you're behind it, even though you might start to see the results, you're still going to kind of see the consequences of not being able to evolve ahead of time. And I think that's what you're seeing here with both of these teams. Because forget the Russell Wilson thing, like the offensive line is still inconsistent. The defense is still inconsistent. And I think it's just rearing its ugly head at kind of a bad time where that division, you can't lose one tread.
Let me add into this because you said some things that a lot of people may not catch. If they say that, for players, the worst thing they got to worry about after they win is the disease of me. Well, for a coach, the worst thing they got to worry about is the arrogance of believing that they are the reason why they won.
Yes.
Or the system is the reason why they won.
Yes.
I know about two of those in this league.
We see it even with college coaches who have success in college, thinking that they can bring their system to the NFL and thinking it's just gonna be business as usual, because the toxicity of winning gives you an arrogance to feel like you just know this. And now you're no longer learning. Once you stop learning in this game, you become plateaued. And once you're plateaued, somebody is going to climb beyond you.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yep. No doubt.
Like a lot of people wonder, why are you always in the lab? Why are you always this? Because I lost more games than I won. So I played in every possible system that you could believe in. And you want to know what I learned in each system that I played in? It's about agreement. The 12 people that agreed in the system, in the case of football, the 55 people who agree in the system usually wins, whether the system is trash or not. But in this day and age, football players are smart too. They're looking around, they're like, this is not going to work right now. So all it takes is for about 3 or 4 people to be like, this ain't going to work, and it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. As the old coach said, man, 53 men can't lose.
The most humble coaches and players remember the losses more than they do the wins. And that's what drives them the most.
No doubt.
Shout out to Tom Brady and Bill Parcells, because they ain't Bill Belichick. No, sir.
Hey, man, listen, that goes to players and hustlers.
No, that's a fact. No, I mean, you guys touched up on it on Seattle. I wanted to take it a little bit towards the safety that they traded for. I heard some, people are attacking him this week in terms of his production when it comes to interceptions. You guys know how we feel about stats in the NFL. It's a 50-50 game to us. The dude is a productive. He got like 10 sacks in the last 2 seasons. Like, it's incredible. So he's productive in the box. You want him moving forward as opposed to moving backwards. So, he's not going to get those interceptions that people are looking for. Now, with that being said, was it a great trade? Probably not. 2 first-round picks for a safety seems kind of too much. But, I mean, that's what Seattle is right now without Russell Wilson, my MVP, for the last couple of years. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Let's see what Gino put on the show a little bit there. He was kind of, wowing some people, but we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be a tough test for them. The schedule is rough, so see what happens.
Also, man, live on the scene, man, this is brought to you by my tea kettle, because I've made it in life now that I have a tea kettle. I used to see them things on the shows in the hood and be like, why do they even need that? They could just boil it on the stove in their pot. And then my wife bought me a tea kettle, and world makes sense now. So, my hood pass has been revoked. It's been revoked for a while now. Never was hood to begin with, probably, but I stayed in the hood. But yeah, all of that's dead now, because now, I got a tea kettle. So it's not really, but I told you about getting closer and closer to being a Republican, man. I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying my best to fight it.
Come on over.
I love this. Hey, listen, this energy is so great.
Yo.
Let me tell you something.
Oh,
hey,
man.
MJ, listen. Y'all know what today is for me. Y'all know what today is. Today is Mimosa Sunday.
That's right.
I got I got the best sparkling champagne you can find to go with it today. Oh, it's bougie. Oh, it's going down.
You gonna have your pinky up?
Yes. So with that being said, look, I understand. I understand. Like I was to explain to some of our workers the other day, I'm a little bit bougie outside of here. I get down here, but I'm a little bougie outside.
Nothing wrong with it.
Hey, look, more like premium coffee. Hey, yo. Yeah. I'm coming over for some tea and some crumpets.
Hey, you're right too, man. I shaved the ginger, the roots off the ginger. I add some turmeric in that thing, man. I added
there you go.
And I the lemon slices, like I do it right.
Oh, okay, I gotta ask. Because there's one thing you ain't mentioned. Honey.
I said honey, you didn't hear me?
Oh, I missed it. Okay. Listen, since we're on a bougie subject, okay? Go to Whole Foods. Yo. They got this honey that's like, it's like crumbled honeycomb. It's that raw.
Wow.
Try that. It is when I tell you it's amazing. Like the honey that like comes out the little teddy bear, Like that's syrup to me. That's not honey. You gotta get you some honey. That thick. You gotta hear the when you dig your spoon in there. Yeah.
They also sell the honeycomb
right now.
They also sell the honeycomb separately, and you could dip it in. You could just leave it in your tea and let the comb just brittle, get in pieces into your tea. Like
yeah, we got tea kettles too, MJ.
No, I'm late to the party. I'm late to the party. That's what I'm telling you.
Hey, bro,
this is territory for me. I don't know the ground.
Man, you know how the white folks do, man. They find anything. Hey, let me mix this with this. I mean, let me see what happens here. And
honey though. Yeah. Honey is a universal thing.
Somebody discovered milk. Just think about that. All right, we can move forward from that because I already wasn't going for it.
Well, all I will say is this is wow. Woo. Well, tea and crumpets with the Views and Views crew this morning. So with that being said, hey man, we got a lot of games to talk about this week. I had something on my heart that I want to discuss, but I'm going to save that for a little later in the week. I'm gonna have a little time on Wednesday, that's trouble, and on Tuesday. So we're going to talk after this week.
Okay.
I have some quarterback team things to talk about and discuss with you guys. So let's start at the top. Of course, right now we got Spirit Airlines currently losing to the Falcons 20-9. We didn't really pick this game. I don't think anybody really cared about this game. Nobody was going to get up and watch that.
Well, nobody was going to pick the Jets either.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it is. I mean, listen, in this particular game against Matt Ryan, you never know. You never know. Shoosh. I'm going to say shoosh because I was about to say another word. But with that being said, we got the Patriots going against the team that shall get no play in my ride. Mr. Junior. Yes.
So we got Dalvin Cook has been ruled out today. So if anybody want to make some changes to their lineups, Madison, Alexander, go ahead, Jerry.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I think you flipped his name wrong, but I got you.
I know. I did it on purpose, Mr. Madison. Oh, the guy with two last names.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, all right, Vic. Okay, Vic.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Let's get it.
But first game of the day, we have the Patriots versus the team that shall get no play in my ride. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even really want to talk too much about it.
No,
I'm here for the Patriots. Look, Mac Jones, it's time for you to continue your upbringing, sir, and continue to be the great young quarterback that you are. We loved all of the things that we see that you're doing on a consistent basis in the NFL. These are things that you did in college that we said would translate and that would come over. And look at what they're doing. The quick release, the understanding what you're seeing, the studying, the student of the game that you need to be at the quarterback position. You see it from this guy, and he takes it serious. He really wants to be there. So give me the Patriots today. That's who I'm rolling with.
Yeah, I mean, over under is 39 in this game. The Patriots are 8-point favorites. I take the under, take the Patriots. I think this defense is flying high right now. I think I think the whole Patriots team has got a bunch of confidence heading into this week. And it's a good game to kind of head into with a bunch of confidence. So you could only boost that confidence. Now they got Jamie Collins back in there. I know they're missing a lot of their beef today.
He signed this week that fast?
He's playing today. I don't even think it's I know they're missing their beef, but it's no problem when the other team only got a bunch of critters on there. So give me New England to win this game 24-0. I'm gonna go 24-0.
Yeah, Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just going to say, as of right now, all first-round quarterbacks that were drafted this year are now starting this week. Out of all of them, Mac has the most weapons, has the better coach, and is the most ready this season. And 5 years from now, we won't revisit this conversation and somebody won't surpass him. But as of right now, Mac Jones is ahead of the pack out of the rookie quarterbacks. So give me the Patriots. And we'll talk about the other rookie quarterbacks later. Back to you, Vic.
Yeah, no, so I was talking to Mo earlier this week, and I said Mac Jones might get 3 or 4 touchdowns this week against Houston. But now basically the whole offensive line is unavailable. So it's gonna be tough. They might still be able to pull out the win. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I hope he stays healthy. That's all I'm asking for. Patriots, by the way.
And run that ball, Patriots. Y'all got Damian for a reason. Hand the ball up.
Absolutely. I'm with y'all. It's just really, this is a simple week for the Patriots, in my opinion. We don't need to reinvent the wheel this week. Let's just be consistent. Bill, it's time to be consistent. I know you ain't had the model of consistency, but it's time to be consistent. Oops. And it starts. Next game on the docket. We got the Lions going to the cookless Vikings.
Hey.
Now, Vikings normally know how to cook, but this week they don't. So with all of that being said, we need a big turkey legs and stuff like that, gobble, gobble, all that good stuff. And it probably ain't going to happen this week because this could be a trap game, fellas. Mo, I'm going to let you get to the information and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, as Vic said, Dalvin Cook is not playing in this game. I don't know how that's going to affect the line. I'll tell you the truth, man. I'm curious to see what you guys got to say on this game. To me, Detroit is just a hard team. It definitely got some potential for a trap game, but Detroit just doesn't seem like they know how to win football games right now. So I do think without Dalvin, especially, that 10 points is a little too much. So if you're feeling froggy, yeah, go ahead and bet on Detroit with the plus 10 there. I might do that, to be honest with you. I probably will do that, to be honest with you. But I'm still taking Minnesota to win this game. I'll go Minnesota 24-17.
The Lions have yet to play 60-minute football, but the funny thing is neither has the Minnesota Vikings.
Facts.
So when you got two teams that are incapable of playing 60-minute football, you're going to see a rendition of what happened last week with Atlanta and Washington. Anything can happen. So with those anything to happen games, I really just flip a coin. And I tell you and give you the disclaimer, stay away from betting this game. I'm going to say the Vikings, but I won't be surprised at all if the Lions actually win because that running back Swift, he can get it in. And all they have to do is just keep moving the change and keep Minnesota on the field. We have seen Kirk Cousins play subpar football at the wrong periods of time. And we've also seen him play almost flawless football against teams he had no business beating. That's what 500 teams do, which is why you shouldn't bet on them or bet for them or against them. You just leave them alone and let them be mediocre. Okay?
No, I mean, Madison is more than serviceable running back. So if you got Cook, if you got Madison, you need a replacement. Madison would be perfect. I mean, obviously he doesn't have the elite speed or quickness that Dalvin Cook has. I mean, not many
vision. Ooh.
Or vision.
Vision is really where Dalvin makes his money, bro.
Right. I mean, there's just not much talent like that anyway in the NFL. So, but Madison is serviceable enough. They should be able to still beat this Detroit team. Detroit does look impressive though in certain spots as well. It's a young team. They got a good two-headed running back with Swift and Damian Williams. Jamal Williams, yes. Damian is in
the Thunder and Lightning thing going.
Yeah, Damian is in Chicago, which by the way, he's gonna get the start over your guy over there in Montgomery. So, but I'm taking the Vikings in this game. They should be able to still pass extremely well against this Detroit pass defense.
So MJ, piggyback in real quick off what you said. 60 minutes. The Vikings don't play 60 minutes, they play about 45. The difference is the Lions play about 30 to 27. That's what the difference in the game is and has been a difference. If you look at every week, the Lions' second half has been very, very good and competitive. And had they started the game like that, they may have finished the game with a win. So it's like it's so much there, and it would have been a divisional game too. Remember, they started off good against the Packers, and then in the second half, it was just like runaway love, runaway love.
Y'all say figuring it out, man.
So I gotta go with the Vikings because of consistency, but again, Kurt, bro, what are we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
If it's a quarterback that needs more slander, it should be Kirk Cousins because you have no excuse. You have every weapon that any quarterback will die for right now.
Well, him and his little cousin, him and his little cousin. Who?
Yes.
Vic. Vic. We're gonna talk about that in a couple minutes here. Whoo, boy. Oh, I got some. Oh boy. Yep.
It's no excuse why Minnesota should be this mediocre. It's no excuse.
I agree.
Really
consistent.
And we don't hold them accountable enough on this show. So I'm gonna hold them accountable. Y'all need to get y'all shit together.
Now here's a game.
They've acted fools, man. Purple teams, get right.
Here's something interesting that I do want everybody to know. I actually circled the Eagles and the Panthers game for this week. This game should be interesting. I'm gonna tell y'all why I circled it. Then I'm gonna let Chef do his bidding. First, number one, the Eagles can put up points, and they do have the type of quarterback that can make this very intriguing because you're not going to be able to just blitz Jalen and get him down. You're not going to be able to just pressure him and not get a fight from him. And those are the type of quarterbacks, a la Russell Wilson, a la those type of guys. They're so hard for you to game plan against because of their ability to run that it almost guarantees that they're going to score 24 points. Almost guarantees it. Which is why, remember when Philly had that defensive line that was suffocating everybody?
Yes.
But they went up against Russ on that Sunday or Monday night. And he just was hitting them folks with the B button. It was the analog stick. It was the whoop, whoop. It was bad. And they just couldn't bring them down. That's what I feel like could happen today with this Panthers front. And then the Panthers are still susceptible on the back end of that defense to be able to get and got.
Sure.
And it's a lot of speed on this Eagles team. And I'm really interested to see how they decide to deal with the Miles Sanders effect that we haven't seen the full effect of yet because they're not running the ball. Imagine what happens when you get that dude, which is another one of those guys me and Vic talked about, he's electric. You get the ball in his hand. We watched that play that he did against the Ravens last year. And Vic was like, yo, what? like the feel that he had on that play, bro, was different. They have some guys. And this Sam Darnold came back to reality last week.
Okay.
Yes, Mo.
Okay.
Oh, you get it first.
Yeah, he ain't lying.
Okay.
He ain't lying.
Back to life.
Okay.
Back to reality. Back to life.
Just wait.
Back to
you know what?
Donald.
Now, at first I'm like, you know what? He's making a lot of sense. But now I see where the root of your antagonization is coming from this morning. And I rebuke it, sir.
Watch the tape, sir. Watch the tape.
I can't watch the tape, Vic.
I know.
Hey, that's it. See? But Mo, I think you will agree. Like last week in the second half, some of the throws that we seen from Darnold were not what we wanted to see.
No.
Diggs and Vic, me and Vic will agree on this. Diggs is the best Alabama cornerback there probably ever was.
Yeah, dude, he is phenomenal.
Like his instincts is one thing, but the short area quickness to go along with being that tall, to being that physical, to all of that. What is that? What is that? Dog. We'll talk about him later. With Cowboys.
That's going to be a hybrid that's going to change the game defensively. We already talked about the couple of safeties in Derwin and Jamal. He's the corner that I was talking about. But I was like, it's going to be a corner that's going to come around that's going to break a lot of rules for y'all. He's the one. I mean, because Jalen Ramsey is a different planet. You can't expect just Jalen Ramsey to get drafted. I'm not saying you can expect Diggs to get drafted too, but you can get a guy of that body type, and you can teach him a certain technique, and you can possibly get a diet Diggs. You ain't gonna get no diet Jalen Ramsey. It's either you got Jalen Ramsey or you don't.
Well, and I can agree with that, and that's the thing about this whole thing with Sam Darnold. I don't think the Eagles have the playmakers in the secondary to even make that plausible. So I think Sam will have free reign to throw. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game, though, y'all. I think this may be one of those games where we may get a a 35-37 finish on like a last second field goal or something like that. I really do think, because again, we don't like the team necessarily, which is the Eagles, but we can be objective and say, hey, there are some games that you circle that they can win, because this is still a professional football team.
100%.
You know, so do your work, bro. Do your work, bro.
I mean, listen, over under in this game is 46.5, and Carolina's only 2.5 point favorites.
Take the over. Oh my God, let's go.
I don't think it's going to be as high scoring as you think it is, but I certainly agree with a lot of the things that you said. I think running the ball wise, as far as like what the Eagles can do in the run game and what Jalen Hurts can do with his legs, I think that'll be a big part in this game. Absolutely. Without Christian McCaffrey for the Panthers, I think that's going to affect their overall effectiveness as an offense. Absolutely. But I just think in the end, Carolina's a good football team. Carolina's a better football team. Just my humble opinion on it. And I do think we need Sam Darnold to we do need Sam Darnold to keep playing above expectations, if that's what you want to call it. So I'm expecting a bit of a bounce back week from good old Sammy Darnold. I do think it's going to be a good game, though. That 2.5 is very, very iffy. Yes, it is, because my score is 27-25 Carolina.
All right, so there's not a lot of teams that can be able to execute a 12 package and be able to hit them with different formations. Philly is one of them. I'm still waiting for them to implement that. You got Ertz and you got Goddard. You got Smith on the flanker. You got Miles Sanders, who you can get in space. And then you got my other guy that I like on the wide receiver. His name escapes me right now. Rieger, I think.
Jalen Rieger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got Rieger. Like, that's a lot of weapons and a lot to worry about. And then if you do happen to miss on your gaps, you have a quarterback who will take off on you. I do not know why they don't run this package more and just no huddle it. They're making this game way more complicated than it has to be. It's teams that will wish they had the offensive personnel that the Eagles have. And for them to be underachieving, I'm not putting that on Jalen Hurts. I'm putting that on coaching. You have the pieces, use them. Why is Miles Sanders only touching the ball less than 13 times? That is inexcusable. Whether you're going to throw it or hand the ball off to him, this man should touch the ball at least 18 times a game. There's no reason why you could tell me why he's not touching the ball 18 times a game. There's no reason.
I'm going to give you this too. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to be real with you, MJ, here, and just to push your point a little bit further for the people outside and for the people to know, wide receivers are the least likely position to translate the wins on Sundays. Like, out of all positions on both sides of the ball, running backs and tight ends are your mismatches. And you have a huge one with the tight ends and the running backs that you have. So I'm confused.
Every week.
Every week they got these folks got 4 running backs and 2 tight ends. Like, who has that? Bro, the only team that has more weapons than the Eagles in those specific spots is probably the damn Browns. The Browns got like 4 tight ends. They got like 5 running backs, and they kept one dude and he does punt returns and has a whole package with his name on it. Like, come on, bro. This is stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm glad somebody helped me on that, but saying all of that to say, it's hard for me to pick, because if Philly decides to implement this, they will beat Carolina. Actually, they will handle Carolina if they implement this, because then it puts Darnold in a situation in which he has to be one-dimensional. And no matter what y'all want to say about Philly, it's death taxes in that defensive line. If you have allowed them to peel their ears back and all they got to do is worry about getting to the quarterback, this defense will look just as good as it did in the championship days. The problem is they're never in a situation in which they can just go get the quarterback. They're always on their heels. So I'm going to say the Eagles in hopes that they do the right thing, because I just want to see all football teams be the best at what they do.
Sure, absolutely.
No, to add to about Jalen Hurts, I mean, what's interesting is that despite some of the misses he has in the middle of the field, I've seen some accurate throws on, towards the sidelines, which is interesting. So if he's able to get the throws in the hash, which usually is the easiest for most quarterbacks, like, I mean, he can take his game to another level. Now, Miles Sanders is averaging 5.3 yards a carry. How is he not getting those touches? I don't know. This offensive line. The offensive line is healthy. They have Kenneth Gainwell. Okay,
Another good player.
Yeah, one of the most perfect last names you could have for a running back because he can gain well. You know what I mean? Gain some yards well. So I mean, I don't know what's going on with the Philly coaching staff. They might have another inconsistent staff over there. I don't even know these guys' names. You guys are better at knowing these coaches' names than I am. But Philly's a solid team. When it comes to Sam Darnold, real quick, he had two of his touchdowns last week more were him rushing. So, because he ain't see some things downfield. So, I mean, we'll see what he.
I hear you.
He's taking a step forward. So I'm with you. So, I mean, this is an interesting game though. So even though the Panthers, it looks like they should be able to dominate, it can be a tight game. I'll take Carolina slightly in this game.
Yeah, that's why I said that 2.5 points, man.
It's tricky because you picked 27-25. I picked 37-35.
This has probably been the toughest week to pick teams we've experienced.
You did pick them 37-35. You damn right you did. Oh my God.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel like a game that's so far out of reach for either team. And it just feels like it's about fights, styles fights, things like that. Shout out to the Fury and to the Wilder fight last night. Yeah. It is what it is.
To you. You were a warrior, yes.
And I may get a second to give a little rant on that in a second, but at the end of the show. But I want to say this all together. I'm gonna pick Carolina only because I think what they're able to do with DJ Moore and some of these packages to be able to get him free and get free releases is probably going to be the difference in the game. Because if he gets into the secondary, Philly can't tackle and they can't cover. And that's what the problem is. So give me the Carolina today. This is hard. Next game on the docket, we got the Saints who go marching into Washington. Now, this should be interesting. I swear this should be interesting. Because this is beef on beef.
Yes.
This is beef on beef.
Yes.
You said you like the triple cheeseburger, double whopper? There you go. We got the best defensive line in football versus probably the best offensive line in football if you go tackle to tackle. You're talking Armstead, Pete, with McCoy, with Cesar Ruiz, and Ryan Ramczyk. What? Like, how do you... Vic, when did this happen that they got all this elite talent in one space like that? That is special. That's a special offensive line. I don't know if Armstead is playing, but I just want everybody to know that from left to right, that's the best five in football.
Yeah. Armstead is playing.
So
with the Saints, and I'm going to take this completely away from football because I can't even put logic to this team. With the Saints, they are that team that can beat anybody and lose to anybody. They are the team that will surprise the hell out of you and beat New England and then turn right back around and get blown out. So, their first game they did really good against Green Bay. The second game they laid the egg. The third game they did really good against the Patriots. The second game they laid the egg. I'm seeing a pattern here, so I think they're going to do really good this week.
Just my bad, Jerm. Armstead and McCoy are out. I mean, I got Armstead and McCoy are out. Yo, Armstead and McCoy are out. That's
tough.
Yeah, that is tough. That is tough, no doubt about it. And then Brandon Sheriff is out for for Washington. But I think Gibson should be good to go. Same with what's his name? Curtis Samuel. Although they were both limited in Friday's practice.
So over under, Mel, what we got?
Over under is 43.5. New Orleans 2.5 favorites. I honestly, again, the over under is very tricky because I think New Orleans is going to win this game. I think at the end of the day, Washington is one of those teams that's very inconsistent. Same with New Orleans. But to MJ's point, I don't think New Orleans is going to be a team that's going to lose 2 in a row, no matter the opponent, because they have that type of talent. They have that type of beef on both sides of the ball where they can control the line of scrimmage no matter the opponent. And that's always going to be to their advantage. It's just going to be how are the other pieces going to play, including Jameis Winston. I think ultimately this is going to be a game for them to get some points. I think the Saints defense is going to cause some turnovers, some bad field position for them. And especially without Sheriff, it makes that interior just a tad bit weaker because he's probably one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league when he's plugged in there. So I'm taking New Orleans. The reason the over-under is tricky for me is because I'm kind of eyeing a score of like 22-20. So so instead, just to kind of stay away from it, I'm gonna go like 25-16, New Orleans. 25-17, which puts it at 43. So there you go. Stay away. I don't know. That's why they call it gambling, man.
The Saints, they lost their backup running back. He's in the IR, which is going to give more carries for Alvin Kamara, which he hasn't really gotten started this year. And I think that there's still an opportunity for him to produce even more. Jameis just got to get some of his throws. He's kind of, even though he's seeing better, and you could tell that he's seeing better more. There's some throws that it's just that trying to get in tight windows that he still tries to do these days. But I like the Saints in this game. Washington inconsistent.
So, Vic, I was explaining something on another podcast last week to some people. And I was explaining where Jameis is in his career. Jameis is an air Coryell, air raid quarterback. Everything has to be pushed downfield. Intermediate, deep guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not built for West Coast or EP systems. And if we notice, that's what the Saints playbook really is, bro, with a couple of air raid and vertical concepts. Because the Saints playbook encompasses all four playbooks, right?
It's a very mixed bag. Like
when we see he's able to push the ball down the field, we see the best version of him. When we see him have to be conservative and play smart and play by the chains, we see the worst of him. There's a reason for that. And that's been the way it's been since he was at Florida State. So what I want everybody to understand right now is that this is on Sean Payton and Jameis to figure out. And now, week 5, we know what you do well, and we know where you are with this playbook. Now we know we need to focus on more going downfield. But the problem is you don't have the weapons. You don't have the guys to go downfield like that. You're coming from Tampa where it was creme de la creme of talent on the outside. Now you don't have that. And then you don't have Slant Boy either, which doesn't help. So I'm going with the Washington football team. I'm going with them because I think they can get really good pressure this week. Shouts out to Mr. Listen, we got a lot of young players putting in sweat equity, and that's what it's all about. Let's go, Washington. And I believe this young quarterback, Mr. Tyler Heineke, is going to show y'all that he's a starter in this league. I seen some big time throws last week. Big time. I was like, okay, show me the money. What? Looking like Marty from You Got Served. That's what he was doing. Show me the money. What? And that's what he did when he made another throw over the middle for 30 yards. And that last play was everything I wanted Aaron Rodgers to be 5 years ago. When he sat there, maneuver, get out the pocket. Oh, my running back is open. Nobody near him. Let me throw it to him. Yeah. And McKissick got busy. That's what I like to see. Be
literally
patient,
took
son.
off.
Yes.
Literally.
That's what you want to see from your quarterback. You don't extend plays to do Lamar Jackson things. You extend plays to win the game, son. And that's what he did. He took some. Give me Washington. Let's go. FC Washington. Let's go.
He's making me want to change my pick here, man. I don't know. He's convincing. That was convincing.
Look, the only reason why I'm picking the Saints is because I'm following the pattern here.
Yeah, same. Same here, MJ. I kid you not. I came in here with the same attitude.
Hey, look. I wanted to pick the Saints, but you know what? I said, nah. I'm gonna roll with Heineke this week because I rolled with him last week, and look what it got you.
It's that mimosa energy.
Hey, yes. All right, so next game on the docket, We got Bucks and the Dolphins. Why I circled this game for 2 reasons. Because the corners for the Dolphins are going to get this team prepared because they got a juggernaut in Carolina that they're going to have to deal with. So it's going to be a lot of man coverage. The way you're going to beat the Bucks is you can't play zone against the Bucks.
No.
The Bucks are one of the 5 teams in the NFL you can't play zone against. It just doesn't work. Brady will pick you apart and he moves people with his eyes. It's not fair. But this Dolphins defense can match up with anybody man up. That's going to be a testament today to see how the Bucks react to that. Xavier Howard, the last time he seen Tom Brady, if I'm not mistaken, he got 2 picks on him, but that was Brandon Cooks on him. So I'm going to need everybody to be playing some football this week and playing and making some catches. Antonio Brown and everybody is going to be healthy. Most Chef can do your work.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the over-under in this game is 48. The Bucks are getting 10 points as the favorites. Listen, we're gonna toss it to Vic and then to MJ and then come back to me on it. But Germ, you touched on it perfectly. The last time Brady saw this team, he didn't exactly have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown. Now I know there's no Gronk, but he still got Brait and OJ Howard. There's no excuses for Tampa, no matter the opponent. And I think they're back at home this week. And you talk about trends, MJ, an unexpected plot twist to the season. How will Tampa Bay play on the road now that there's crowd noise to deal with? Because they didn't have to deal with that all last year. Now they got to deal with it. And I don't think it's any surprise. I don't think it's any mystery or coincidence that at LA, at New England, we saw this offense not clicking, making some mental errors, not being on the same page, the timing being off, issues with the cadence, and all these challenges, all these obstacles that present themselves on the road have presented themselves to the champs in their first 2 tests on the road. But now they're back at home in that comfort zone. When Tom Brady's at work, you are watching the master at play. Please silence your phones and turn your attention to the center stage. And that's what's going to happen. And so I think no matter the opponent when they're at home, I think this Bucks team is going to put up points, no matter the opponent. And even if they're missing 1 piece or 2, no matter who that piece is, they still have enough. I say all that to say, I think Tampa's going to cruise to this game. At least they should. So give me Tampa 31-17.
And I was going to say Tampa's going to cruise with this game, and it has nothing to do with offense. Miami's offense on that other end is they're not healthy. They have no identity. And this Tampa Bay football team, the way they play against the run, they got playmakers in the passing lanes. They can get to your quarterback. This is a championship level defensive team when they want to be. The difference between most of these teams with potent offenses in the NFL and Tampa Bay will put you in the mud. They'll get stops. They can win in other ways besides Brady chucking 300+ yards. This is why this game is not going to even be anything that I'm worried about. Tampa Bay is going to waltz through this, and it's going to probably be about 27, about 10. They're not going to score enough. Miami's just not going to score with them.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you guys covered it pretty well. There's not much else to say. I guess I'll give some fantasy advice on this one. I expect a big game from Antonio Brown, of course. Without Gronk, they're definitely gonna use those pieces. Chris Godwin as well. It's interesting to see what the matchups will be with the 2 corners. And so whenever they go through a 3-receiver set, Godwin and Antonio Brown should be able to have a good game. And then on the Dolphins side, Devontae Parker is out. Could Jalen Waddle and Mike Gesicki kind of expose a little bit of the secondary that is having some issues for Tampa Bay? That's possible. So, I mean, I would start the tight end Mike Gesicki and probably Jalen Waddle to a lesser extent off of that game. But I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this game, definitely.
Next game on the of course I'm going Bucks. Next game on the docket, we got the Titans and the Jags. I'm gonna be honest. Derrick Henry is legit on a pace to do some crazy stuff this year.
Yeah.
Like it looked like this dude gonna end up with like 2,500 yards, and then they're gonna still be like 6-10. But anyway, hey,
They let me go with the 3rd pick.
Hey, well, there you go. There it is right there. With that being said, Mo, I'm just gonna make this real easy. Do we care about this game? Not really, because I can see the Jags win it and I can see the Titans win it. But this is what I'm gonna do. The Bengals were played very well against them last week in the second half, and it only took 30 minutes to beat this team. So give me Tennessee, because I think in order to beat Tennessee, you at least have to play 45 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, look, over under in this game is 48.5. Tennessee's only 4.5 point favorites. That's not much. But I think Tennessee is just going to be a little too much for this football team. I think they're just going to have to grind it out. And I'm sure they can ask Urban Meyer about grinding out certain things, but I think Tennessee's going to have to grind out this football game. Just run the ball.
Yeah, he did that.
Just run the ball. Germ, your face. Let me focus, sir. Derrick Henry should get about 35 touches. And yeah. I think Tennessee's gonna win this game. Give me Tennessee 23-10.
I'm not gonna be long on this, but I am going to say this: like, when you already are a young team and you're trying to build on some things, the last thing you need is for your coach to do something questionable in reference to character to where you possibly lose the locker room. The only thing that they had going for them was the optimism of, we may not be good this year, but if we just keep at this, we could turn this into something.
Mm-hmm.
That is gone, because I know at least probably 10 of those dudes in that locker room is giving Urban Meyer the meanest side eye possible. The meanest.
Because I'm going to say this, MJ. I could promise you Trevor Lawrence and a few guys were watching film the same time he was out there doing whatever he was doing. Living his best life, apparently.
That's a great point.
That's none of my business, but that's why I'm drinking tea now, because it ain't none of my business. But they putting it in front of me, and we trying to win football games.
Yeah,
and, it's a bad look. I don't mind getting you swerve on, but you gotta be away from TikTok and the gram. Like, this world is different out here, especially during quarantine. You out here, turn it up. Come on, man.
No care in the world. Hey.
I mean, listen, Mo, you've been talking about this for a while, despite some of the things that we see with Derrick Henry and some of the needs that he needs in front of him. We'll leave that for, another day in film studies and stuff like that. I mean, he is the most valuable player, non-quarterback player in this league. I can't think of anybody else at a higher level.
What?
What you mean?
What?
If you can debate that, give me a name. A non-quarterback that is more important to his team, Derrick Henry.
Do we really want to do this?
What do you have?
We are not about to spend.
I know we don't have time.
Man, listen.
I can't think of nobody else.
First of all,
no, that should be a law.
No, absolutely not. There will be a show on this.
Yeah. This is
wait. Hold this. We're gonna time it, and we're gonna come back to this maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. But go ahead, Vic. Keep on with your soliloquy.
I can't think of another name right now, Germ. So help me out. This is this dude is gonna get $2,000 this year. Okay. And like you said, they might be 6-10 by the end of the season. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. He's getting 30 touches a game, and he's a horse. So I mean, Tennessee should be able to run all over these people. Okay. Julio Jones is out again. That's a whole different other story. Okay. I don't know why they did that, but
hamstring, man.
Shout out to Corey Davis, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Give me Tennessee.
Gronkowski. So with my next
Next game, man.
Packers versus the Bengals is the next game on the docket.
Yes.
David Bakhtiari is another name that comes to mind. That's not a quarterback. That's pretty damn valuable. But go ahead. Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase. Like, what, man? Are we doing this for real? Come on, man.
Hey, man, listen.
Love it.
It's good.
This game right here this game right here is definitely a game that I circled. This is probably, to me, one of, if not the most interesting game on the docket. All right, injury report real quick. Jair Alexander is unfortunately on IR, so he's out for this game. And then Elgin Jenkins is questionable. And then for the Bengals, the guard Xavier Suafilo is out.
Impressive.
And then they got Joe Mixon, who's questionable, but he is expected. Thank you, sir. Anyways. What was Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon is questionable.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew. I knew.
Yes, I am. I am.
He's trilingual. Go ahead.
Him and Vic be speaking in Spanish and stuff.
You never know. Oh man. Over under in this game is 50.5. -3 for the Green Bay Packers, fellas. I don't want to talk too much because I know Vic got something to say. I know MJ got something to say. I know Germ got something to say.
No, Cook, bro. This is a good game. This might be this game. The Browns, Chargers, and the Bills, Chiefs are the 3 games this week.
Yes,
that I need instant classes.
I agree. So here we go. Right, number one. Let's talk about GOAT energy. Okay, GOAT energy advantage. Young Joe Cool, because that dude right there is a leader. That dude right there is somebody that you say, yeah, I'm going to follow that guy. I want to be in the huddle with that guy. On the flip side, Aaron Rodgers ain't that. He's just not, especially with his demeanor the last couple of years. And I think you got a very prime situation here for Joe Burrow to say, I'm here. Like that Steph Curry, I'm here, I'm back. I need that Joe Burrow, I'm here, I've arrived. He was mic'd up last week, and his energy was absolutely incredible. His leadership, those intangibles, that it factor that people don't know what the hell they talking about. When you see Joe Burrow, you can say, hey, Webster, we found that it factor. As Joey B in Cincinnati. They were down 14-0. They get into the huddle. They were down 2 touchdowns, right? This is a second-year player. The players are coming to the huddle, and he starts clapping. And he says, come on, man, let's get to the huddle with some effing intensity around here. Let's go. And it's like you saw everybody pick their helmets up, strap their shoulder pads a little tighter, and guess what? They went on to win that game. But late in the game, they were getting the ball back. He starts clapping. He says, put it in my hands. It's over. That's the type of GOAT energy you need from your quarterback. And that's unfortunately what's been missing in Green Bay for about 13 years. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, been the starter for 13 years. So you could do the quick maths on that. That's why they only got one. So, yeah, I'm going with Joey Burrow in this one. I'm going with the Bengals in this one.
Let me follow up after that. That energy right there is incredible. First of all, in the secondary, it's going to be a chase all day. Because it just is what it is. Dude, it's just incredible out there. He is that. Shouts out to my guy, Trav. He just that dude like that, man. He just that dude like that. I told y'all that this is Odell and Jarvis put together.
Yeah.
That's just what he is.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all said, there's no way he's going to be better than Justin. He already is.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
go. And that's not even a shot at Justin.
No.
Because Justin is filthy. Oh yeah! Oh, Vic, you knew this was coming. You knew.
Yeah. First of all, Mo with the A-Rod disrespect, and you with the you're gonna have people in their feelings today. Go ahead, though.
Yeah. But I am so excited for this game because I really feel like we're gonna get the game we deserve today from this. I feel like the defense is going to be able to stop the run enough to make A-Rod have to make some throws. Also, I feel like Awuzie is a very underrated corner, and I feel like he's the type of guy that can cover Devontae Adams in some of these small spaces. Why do I think that? First of all, these long, lanky corners that are able to be disruptive in the running game. That's the biggest thing here. A lot of the plays that the Packers use to get a lot of things on the edge, and it's a lot of those little quick, little short passes in, and he makes a throw to the outside. Those plays in particular, I think the Bengals are equipped for those things. Also, they don't use their tight ends, so it doesn't matter. Von Bell and Jesse Bates can be more focused on taking away some of those middle throws. So I want to see some cover one robber today. And I want to take away some of those easy throws and make him have to push the ball down the field. And see, now we're gonna get in this lab talk because now I'm excited. And when I'm excited, we gotta go. So
you mean those throws behind the line of scrimmage?
Absolutely, because now we can know we have to take away, if there's two things you take away from the Packers, take away their run game and the supplemental run game, which is the quick screen passes and outside low bubble screens to Devontae Adams. If you take away those things, now we're getting 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 12s, and they don't have their tackles. So now I need Trey Hendrickson, and I need those other guys to get after the passer. So give me Cincinnati today. I think Cincinnati's equipped to make this happen today. If the Packers win, I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm taking Cincy because I think this young team is on the rise, and I think this is the year of the Bengal.
So all of that you said was real cool, especially about they're going to have to be a face, but you also forgot, they're going to have to guard him to a T as well. He's came back. T. Higgins is coming back. So with that, I'm going to say this about it. You missed one thing about the Packers, which is the reason why I'm going to pick them. If they do run that cover one, yes, you take away the primary and the secondary, but guess what you open up? That pick play. If you get a good pick play with Devontae Adams in space, in stride, good night. So every time I try to let Aaron Rodgers just go away in the sunset, he pulls something out of his ass, and it defies all logic of football, and they end up winning. So for gambling reasons, I have learned there's about 5 people that I just don't bet against. Aaron Rodgers is one of them. So in a game like this, he's a very stubborn dude. He's a very petty dude. He knows Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow. He knows he's coming. He's going to be very stubborn and to give up that love. He ain't going to give him that. He's going to have to go take that.
No doubt.
The thing about Cincinnati, too, is even though Joe Burrow is that dude, they still ain't let him go yet. They let him rip.
I like it.
They're still safe with him. They're still safe with him. So there's no way in hell Joe Burrow, as of right now, with the line that they have. Last year I was saying, yo, chill out because y'all go get this dude hurt. And unfortunately, they did get him hurt. Now y'all got a line. Now y'all got a scheme. Now y'all got the weapons. You can let him go now. Now he should be throwing the ball at least 35, 40 times a game. You playing too safe with this weapon. And
this is one of those games where they got to let him go.
In fairness,
for him to win it. He got to go win this one. You're absolutely right. Good, Jeremy.
And just to throw this in there before I pass it back, the thing is, Mixon is second in the league in rushing attempts and I believe rushing yards. I think he's ahead of everybody but Derrick Henry, and I think Nick Chubb is right there on his heels with Lamar Jackson. But this is all running backs. But anyway,
but going back to what you just said, Joe Mixon. Look at Joe Mixon's stature, and look at Derrick Henry's stature. Like Joe Mixon is not gonna last till week 7, giving him the ball like that. Let's be honest. When has he played the whole season? It's been a while.
He has played a whole season, but this is the thing. Yeah. We'll see. Let's see. I don't want to put an injury bug on him because bad offensive line. Well, no, and but I'm saying I don't want to put the injury bug thing on him yet because I think the offensive line and some of the hits he was taking before are a little bit different. This year, it just feels like a new energy around their running game and around that offense. And I think part of it is, of course, Joe having the confidence or having the playmaker that he does outside. But the other part is Joe is still getting confident with that knee. It took Brady, about 8-9 weeks really to get comfortable with the knee when he came back in 2008. Yep. So it's 2009. But it took him a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying, MJ? So I get where you're coming from. I do agree with you. This Green Bay defense, though, they're going to give up. They're going to give it up by land, air, and sea. They're going to give it up everywhere. That's just what they are. I mean, we're going to put Triple G on Green Bay's defense because they get it. That's what offenses do every time they see them.
And if other 12 has the ball with less than 1 minute to go, all you need is about 30 seconds to be at the 30-yard line. You know what's going to happen.
Against this defense, I would be a little bit more understanding of it not happening because some of this coverage that I've been seeing against the Green Bay Packers, I've been a little questionable about because I seen him also miss a throw before the other Devontae Adams throw, and it was so bad that he missed it, and he missed it like by a mile.
Okay,
He looked like sunshine out there.
I'm gonna
pitch
pass
the ball, throw the ball a mile, but can't pitch the ball 3 yards. That's how it looked right there.
No, but I'm gonna pass it to Vic, but I'm gonna give you a good comparison that you're probably going to appreciate from basketball to football because he played with your team, Cleveland. Aaron Rodgers is a better version of J.R. Smith.
Okay, well,
he needs the tough stuff. The easy stuff he don't want. He wants the tough stuff. That's what he wants.
Anything's possible.
That's what he wants. That's how he played. that's why he drives y'all crazy because he's looking for the step back. 3 people hanging off my arm, Hail Mary throw, as opposed to just checking it down. Go ahead, Vic. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Vic, you've been a little quiet right now, Vic.
No, I mean, listen, y'all covering everything well. I mean, listen, you breaking the news about Jair not being available. Now I can comfortably put Chase in because I was kind of, skeptical about it. But now, you got Chase, you got Higgins on the outside. The Packers are going to have to play some zone outside, cover those guys. They might leave a void in the middle of the field that's going to get a lot of work there. So, I threw in a little bar there since y'all said Chase.
I know, we caught it.
Okay. I need some gas.
Hey, man,
you need to get. Oh,
anyway.
Marco.
But it should be fun to see what Joe Burrow can do because he can distribute the ball all over this defense. The Packers defense looks just off without Jair, man, and Cincinnati has a good chance to win this game. So I'm taking Cincinnati too, just for the fun of it.
Well, who you pick, bro?
Simply for the fun.
Oh, I'm picking Cincy. Give me Cincy.
Everybody picks Cincy but me. So cool.
Yeah, but MJ, yeah, I'm taking Cincy.
I really
go
think
33-30.
This would be a fun game. So the next primetime matchup, we're gonna go. I'm gonna actually do the Bills and Chiefs first.
Oh yeah. We got 2 primetime games left, right?
Yep, 2.
Okay.
So Bills and Chiefs first. Now, Mo, real quick, over under
56. Chiefs 3-point favorites.
Now, this is the year that if you're Buffalo, this is the game that you want.
Yeah.
This is the game that you want this year. How are we going to get it done? First of all, if y'all don't run the ball against the Chiefs,
they're not.
Don't.
Jesus.
They're not.
Well, just give me the Chiefs then. If they're not going to run the ball, just give me the Chiefs, man.
Hey, I told y'all it's 5 people that I just won't bet against. You already heard one, A-Rod. There's another one, and he played for the Chiefs. Number 15. I ain't betting against
Number 15.
Dude. Hey, look, I will bet all 16 weeks and pick the Chiefs and still probably come up plus.
Hey, man, listen. You talking about this running the ball thing, right? Y'all know Chris Jones hasn't practiced all week, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Chris Jones might not play tonight. Mm-hmm. If he does play, he might not be at 100%. Now, if you out there, you out there.
Yeah.
But if you hurt, you hurt.
Mm-hmm.
If you're Buffalo, Germ, Vic, your boy, this is a game he's got to win. This is a game he's got to win. It's not a you better special for either.
Mm-hmm. No.
But this is a game that Josh Allen, he wins this game, he's going to elevate. He's going to put him in a different conversation. It's going to move him up a little bit. I don't think he's going to win this game. Vic, anything? Anything you want to?
Just going to leave it like that?
Well, we just, we got about 3 more minutes on it. I put a dot.
Listen, I mean, I've been saying it even before they got to where they got in the playoffs last year. They need to run the ball better. It just is what it is. You're exposing Josh to more hits. The more he carries the ball, he is willing to do it. I mean, he's basically just a lower level of Cam Newton with the size. They have the same size, the same weight and stuff like that. He's obviously not going to be as fast, but he's physical. But I can't. I'm not with that kind of style of putting your quarterback out in space and trying to, get him some hits. So they can't run the ball. I don't see them winning this game, to be honest. They do score a lot of points. They've shut out people. The Chiefs have been inconsistent, but I think the Chiefs win in a very, very tight game. Is it a Monday night game, Sunday night game?
Sunday night game. I mean, if it's one of those situations where the Chiefs control the game and they beat them and Josh Allen just underperforms, that's a problem. But if it's one of those games where it's back and forth, head to head, and Pat Mahomes just has the ball last, then we can't be too critical. But I think Buffalo is very important for them. They got to set the tempo early. They got to play the game at their pace. They got to play the game their way. If you get into a Kansas City type football game, well, MJ could tell you about the Warriors. You just don't want that, and that's what you want to avoid against. The only difference is what's different in football is you can actually control. You can limit the possessions the offense has. You can't do that in basketball, but only to a certain extent, right? But it's razzle dazzle. But in football, you have a much better ability to control the other offense as an offense, and that's why running the football is so important.
Yeah, and it's crazy that you even say that because the Chiefs team was the first team that I've seen. I mean, Brady's done it once or twice, but the Chiefs team was the first team that I've seen consistently have a time of possession of 15 or 18 minutes and still put up like over 28 points. Like they're that potent. So it was like even that don't work.
And that's last thing. I'm sorry, Vic. Just that's what kind of makes Mahomes and Brady on a different level. And I'm not putting Mahomes on Brady's level. I'm just saying Mahomes has that type of impact where the running game isn't as important because they know how to slice and dice. They know how to keep the clock moving and keep the chains moving if they got that ball in their hand. Mm-hmm. Whereas other quarterbacks, and Josh Allen is one of those quarterbacks, he's not a slice and dicer. And that's why running the ball becomes a more important thing for that football team.
The word we're looking for, fellas, is methodical.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Zach Moss has been playing, has been getting more touches, they have been better. They have been getting some push up front from the little bit of film that I've been able to see recently, which has helped their games that they had shutouts in. But, the Chiefs are that type of team to get you in a situation where you got to, like, pass the ball more. And I don't think Josh is going to be able to keep with Pat Mahomes as much as I like Josh.
MJ, who did you pick?
I told you I bet to Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going against Pat Mahomes. I'm not going against Aaron Rodgers.
I got you.
So the next game?
I ain't going to talk about yet.
All right, so this is the game. This is my game of the week. Browns Chargers. The two best teams right now, arguably in the AFC, outside of the Chiefs. I'm just gonna be honest. I expect these two teams to be right where they are. I think these two teams one of these two teams is going to represent the AFC this year.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it comes down to the quarterback play. Mo, I'm going to leave it right there. That's the perfect segue for you. Over-under for this one, sir.
Germ, this game is definitely one of those games that we circled. Over-under is 46.5. The Chargers.
That's it?
Yes. The Chargers are 2.5 point favorites. Listen, this game, I mean, both these teams are right around the same thing in terms of points per game, in terms of yards per play, in terms of their third down and the red zone. That's where some discrepancy goes, where the Chargers have been actually better on third down. But for the Browns, they're facing a Chargers defense that hasn't been the best on third down. So again, it's going to come down to possessions. And again, it's going to come down to which quarterback can take care of that football better. Which quarterback is going to value that rock a little more this afternoon? Because both these teams match up so well. Both these teams have game records on the defensive side of the ball, and they have explosive goons on the offensive side of the ball. And for the Browns, their explosiveness lies in the ground game. So there's a contrast, and there's also a weird equal in the way these two teams match up against each other. And it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out for 60 minutes. Which quarterback is going to help win the field position battle? Which quarterback is going to help win the turnover battle? Which running back is going to help move those chains a little more? It's going to be a 60-minute chess match between two young football teams, football quarterbacks, football coaches, and it's going to be exciting to watch. Vic?
Go
ahead, MJ.
What if I told you that the Los Angeles Chargers are bizarro Los Angeles Rams?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, they yeah.
On defense, they got their two major playmakers, Derwin James and Bosa.
Mm-hmm.
With Rams, you got Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. On the offense, you have receivers that, they got your possession receiver with Keenan Allen. That's their safety net. Over in the Rams, they got Cooper Kupp. You got your big play guy in Jefferson over in the Rams. You got Michael Williams over in the Chargers. The only difference that separates these Chargers from the Rams is the quarterback. I believe in Herbert. And guess what? Number 4 guy I will not bet against. Give me the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
He has earned it. I watched him the last 2. I'm like, oh, even in moments of panic, you talk about Joe Cool over there with Joe Burrow. Hey, Herbert is just as cool. If Joe Cool is Herbert, then I'm almost willing to say that Herbert is what's my man name? Elway.
That's big. That's big.
Y'all know
not big as in like weight, as in getting your weight up. Big as in like colossal, like.
Yeah.
I heard y'all were looking for me. Come on, man. You can't drop music references and think I'm not going to pick them up.
I was all over it. Like, yo.
Listen.
Hey, man. Hey, look, I'm looking at the Chargers. They might host the Super Bowl, too. Shoot. Like,
I'm going to be honest. This is the type of team that they have. And you want to know something, Vic? Let's have some fun, Vic, real quick. Let's have some fun real quick, and then we're going to rapid fire the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Derwin James is the safety for the Chargers, right? The Browns have Johnson and Grant Delpit, who I don't know if you've seen it. Grant Delpit is out there covering people. And it looks damn good doing it.
And
this Browns defense looks different.
It's real.
Then Greedy Williams plays last week, and the rookie Newsome doesn't play. And Greedy out there fielding the ball like it's a punt on that interception to Kirk Cousins. And that looked pretty good. So I'm confused. I'm so torn. I'm torn here because this is that game that we get to see all of this beef in the trenches with what the Browns do. Malik McDowell, y'all said that he wasn't good. Seattle, I don't understand why the player couldn't get on the field because the player looks damn good.
Yes, he does.
Malik Jackson, Eagles, I wouldn't have let him go. This what? And just to give,
hey, Cleveland is grimy on defense now.
But let me give MJ his just due, and this is gonna transition right into Vic. Justin Herbert is better than Baker Mayfield. And that may be the difference in the game.
That's it.
That may be the difference in the game. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I seen Justin in that Washington game make 3 3rd and 10+ conversions to close the game.
Yes.
To close the game.
Yes.
And we're not talking about he don't have the running game. And Vic, shouts out to us again. Slater is over there killing it again on the offensive line. But your boy Baker has to play better. Those misses to Odell last week, those weren't on Odell that time. Those were on Baker.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something, Jerm. All right. Thank you for throwing it to me and, leading it up to me to kind of think. Justin Herbert, that was my favorite quarterback in that draft. Now, despite that, I felt that Joe Burrow was slightly better. He was number 1 ranked in our book. I thought Justin Herbert was
just as good.
Fantastic. And just as good as kind of maybe, but he's showing that he's that guy. He's that dude. But Baker was also my pet cat from his draft. He was my favorite dude from his draft. And I'm sorry, Jerm, but this is another debate that we can leave for future, like earlier. But the only time I'm watching this game, Jerm, and the only time Baker is missing some throws happens to be to Odell. Now, they were bad throws. Don't get me wrong, but why is it strictly to Odell?
Now, I will say this too.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I've watched him miss. I've watched him miss quite a few people this year that weren't Odell. So it's not always Odell. Now, in that game, it did feel like it was strictly Odell. But there are still some throws there that you can tell that Baker's not making that would help this offense. Right
now, apparently he is playing with a torn labrum on his left shoulder. There is no excuses. This is football, but it's being held up by a harness that can mess with his timing in terms of hips, shoulder rotation and things like that. But we'll leave the excuses out for now. I think that this Cleveland defense will do enough to give Justin Herbert and those guys some issues slightly, and I think that Cleveland will be able to run this football and Baker make some timely throws to win this game. I'm going with Cleveland, despite as much as I love Herbert. That dude is incredible. This whole team looks incredible. Give me Cleveland slightly, and I think this will be our AFC Championship matchup.
Wow, big.
Yes.
On that note, I'm taking the Chargers 24-21.
Oh, by the way, I'm taking Cleveland too. With that being said, it's so hard, bro. It's so hard to pick against the best roster in football. They may have the best 53-man roster in football.
Yes.
The more we look at it, Mo, Vic, MJ, the best 53-man roster got to mean something on Sunday.
Right.
Yes.
It should, but if you do not have Baker Mayfield doing what he's supposed to do, which is managing this roster, and you still want to turn him into a gunslinger, it means nothing, sir.
Right.
Fair point.
Very good point.
Well, he kind of turns himself into a gunslinger. You know what I mean? I think the coaching is doing a good job. So, sometimes he'll make some throws in tight windows that he shouldn't be making. But, we'll leave that.
All right. No huddle. Hurry up offense.
2 minutes.
All right, Mo. I need you to snap the ball.
I got you. What's left?
Broncos Steelers.
Oh, yeah. Listen, Broncos Steelers over under is 39. Teddy Bridgewater is not playing in this game. Look, man. Pittsburgh, you got too much talent despite your quarterback that needs to retire. Over under is 39. I'm taking the under, and I am taking Pittsburgh to win this game. Give me Pittsburgh 22-19.
West Coast team traveling to the Eastern Coast without their quarterback. Light work. Give me Steelers.
Ooh, give me the Broncos based on their defense being better.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Slightly better.
Okay.
Giants Cowboys.
Yeah, Giants Cowboys. Listen, man, over under 53. Dallas is favored by 7 points. Take Dallas. Take the over. Give me Dallas 41-30.
And my shocking fifth person that I refuse to bet against for this year,
Jason Garrett. Oh,
Dak Prescott. Dakota.
Yeah, I like it.
What he did on Thursday against the GOAT, it wasn't his fault. If they wouldn't have missed up 3 field goals, we talking a whole different language about the Cowboys.
Yeah, true.
He did everything he's supposed to do as a quarterback, and he's been doing it.
Yes.
This is different energy from Dak.
Yes.
I'm not picking against him. Give me the Cowboys.
A bold prediction might be too late for fantasy owners, but give me Dakota for 5 touchdowns. You got Zeke with a bum knee, so they might not run too much. I think Dakota gets 5 touchdowns today against the Giants.
Bears Raiders. Regerm of the Mac. Yeah, regerm of the Mac.
Upset special of the week. Take the Bears. Bears gonna win this game. I think Justin Fields is gonna have a touchdown. I think Damian Williams is a better option than David Montgomery. I think the Raiders are a bunch of fraudulent players. Well, as a football team, at least, not players. So give me the Bears for the upset of the week, baby. I'm taking Chicago 25-20.
I got the Bears, and I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into this, and I'm gonna say that it's gonna be at least 5 field goals made in this game.
Okay.
Vic, who you got?
So let me Josh Jacobs is going to be available today without his backups. I got Josh. They should give him about 25 plus touches a game. Give me Toyota Corolla and the Raiders. That's the best car.
You're barring up today. Okay.
That's the best comparison in cars I could give him. Because
I like it.
Toyota Corolla.
And then he said Corolla.
Yeah, Corolla.
You got to catch all of them. Don DeMarco.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Bang. So with that being said, 49ers Cardinals in the week. Cardinals go 5-0.
Definitely.
Let's go. This thing
Yeah.
can't stop the
Rookie
AJ
quarterback
Green.
going against a team that is firing on all cylinders on all three facets of the ball. This is late.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Arizona can put a chokehold on this division if they can take this game. So, and they should be able to.
They should be able to. 100% agreed. 100% agreed.
With that being said, y'all, views and dues live on the scene. We're going to be back this week with more content. We will be back as Views from the 22, just to let y'all know. We got more good stuff coming. Baseball playoffs going on, of course. Of course, NBA, I hear it's tuning up. So it's getting ready to be time for 94 Feet of Life. Of course, Stoppage Time FC as well.
Kickoff.
Back as well. Kickoff is coming up here. 3 minutes. That being said, fellas.
Oh, they kicked off, bro.
It's been another great Sunday. Views and dues. We out, y'all.